Hey YouTube, welcome back to Dinner for One. Today I'm going to try to make for you what are called enchiladas extendidas, or enchiladas that are not actually rolled up. Most enchiladas, as you might know, when they are served, are usually come in sauce and are rolled like that. But I'm making mini ones by the way too. These are little street taco type tortillas. But instead of doing that, I'm going to go ahead and just leave them so that they're fully flat like this. And they'll be sauced, and then we'll add cheese on top and layer them, kind of like pancakes almost. Okay? So the first thing you're going to want to do is, and I've already done it ahead of time, is I warmed up some uh, enchilada sauce, and I also have my pan nice and hot with some oil in it. And I got my plate ready to go because you're definitely going to need that ready to go. And so you're going to dip your tortilla in there. And into your pan. Make sure to keep your temperature as low as possible. You're going to flip it over, and yes, your stove is going to get quite dirty, so be prepared for that. I'm going to put some cheese on there like that. And you're just going to keep layering it one at a time. You can kind of try to clean your stove a little, but chances are before this recipe's over, you're going to get it dirty again. So keep that in mind. All you need to do is place it right on top. That's more shredded cheese. And you put another layer. And just in case you're wondering, I do know how to make regular enchiladas. My mother was kind enough to teach me that when I was a kid. Well, not a kid, but a teenager. But I also I'm trying to cut down on eating too much tortilla and bread and things like that right now in my personal life. So I thought it'd be a good idea that rather than make these full-size ones, I would make them kind of mini. And then that kind of evolved into making them extended like this. Oftentimes when people make them using a full-size tortilla, they'll stack them like this too. And they call them enchiladas montadas. And what they'll do is at the end, they'll put a fried egg on top. Personally, I'm not going to do that because it's actually more of a lunchtime right now than a breakfast time. So I'm just going to make them, cover them with some extra cheese at the end, and then add some lettuce and tomato. So you can basically make as many layers as you want. As a way of saving me a little bit of time too. Remember, this channel is all about making things as easy as possible. I went ahead and heated up the enchilada sauce in a bowl because I knew the tortillas were going to be smaller than the size of well, if I needed a bigger bowl or something for the sauce, or a pot that would warm up the sauce. So I just did it like that. What some people do too is they warm up the tortilla first on the griddle, put it into the sauce, and then put it into the pan. That's fine too. It really just kind of depends on how you want to do it. But again, like I said, for me, it's all about saving time and making things as easy as possible. So. Now what you hear over here boiling is some white rice that I'm going to serve on the side, mixed with some green peas and carrots. They're diced up in a can. I'm going to add that to my white rice. The white rice is a boil and bag rice, white rice. Again, making it simple, keeping it simple. So that should be done momentarily. As far as the enchiladas themselves go, I mean, it really comes down to how many you want to serve yourself, how big of a meal you want. But you're just going to keep following that whole pattern. Tortilla, cheese, till you make up the layers that you want for yourself. And then you add your final toppings, which is your shredded lettuce and your diced up tomato or fried egg if you're having this for breakfast. You could have white rice like I'm going to have on the side, or maybe beans on the side. Your fried beans would be delicious with this. It just really comes down to your personal preference. I'm probably going to go ahead and do maybe one more layer since the rice is just about ready. And that'll be it. Your excess enchilada sauce, you can always put it in a plastic container and save it. Of course, let it cool down before you put it away. My rice, I'm actually going to do that as well. In a moment, you're going to hear a beep. I'm going to put that in a container and mix it in there with the peas and carrots, and it'll be ready to serve. The actual heat, the residual heat from the rice will heat up my peas and carrots as well. So I'll go ahead and stop that. Grab my tongs. And I mean, this particular recipe allows you to have quite a bit of, or I guess you can make quite a bit of these mini enchiladas. So I'm going to go ahead and pour my rice over in that bowl. It's nice and ready to go, as you can see. I'm just going to add in a can of peas and mixed vegetables. That's why I used a small can. Very easy to make. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cover my rice with the peas and carrots in there so that it will continue to heat up those peas and carrots using the heat from the rice. And we're almost ready. So let me go ahead and take off this last layer again and put it on top. I'm going to top it with a little bit of cheese right here. Now, one of the things you can do if you choose to is just drizzle some more that enchilada sauce. On top of your mound of enchiladas, or mini enchiladas. I apologize if you hear a lot of noise in the background, but where I live right now, we are experiencing a lot of high winds. So let me go ahead and a little bit of tomato. We're going to sprinkle a little bit of salt. And there you have it. The finished meal. Some mini enchiladas extendidas, topped with some lettuce and diced tomato, with some rice, white rice, mixed with diced carrots and peas on the side. Hope you guys like this recipe. Hope you'll give it a try. It's a full meal right there and you're ready to go. Anyhow, as always, dinner for one is served. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and enjoy.